Hi, you're welcome. My name is Christos Etoka. And if you are watching this clip, I want you to know that this is unprepared. This is highly unprepared. This is a shoot for someone else. But apparently, I just felt the hunch because one of you who this video is going to meet probably need what I'm about to say. And as I speak to you now, I still don't know what I'm about to say. But someone in the universe who will see this video will somehow, you probably provoked what is about to come out of me, and you attracted it to yourself. So you're welcome to X-Mind Engineering. This is where we teach you about the mind, teach you about how you can become the greater version of yourself. We're rewriting personal development in such a way that it's no longer, it's beyond what the world has seen. Personal development is very essential and important, and this is what our company is all about. Africa, we are blessed, is a blessed nation. And we are changing our GDP as an institution from gross domestic products to gross domestic potential. We want potential, capacity to be the export of Africa and our nation. So, what will I say to you today? Simple. I will tell you that you are a product of what you have practiced over time. I think that should be what I talk about, yes. You see, nothing is new to you. Every single time, every single thing you experience today, you beat yourself for it. That is, if right now you are scared of failure, it didn't happen to you all of a sudden. You created that image and that dragon by yourself over time. If you are scared of success, you're scared of rejection, you are scared of what people say. It's not new, it's not virgin, it's not alien to your mind. You've taught your mind continuously to become the dragon that is slaying you right now. There's a popular saying that says, show me the boy and I will tell you the man. The first 7 years of your life, they were not just your childhood. The first 7 years of your life, these are years that programmed who you will become or who you are right now. For instance, if we talk about the neurological aspect, the brain waves, we know that from 0 to 2, you are in your delta brain wave, you are in deep sleep. From 2 to 7, you are in theta brain wave. That is where a lot of reprogramming occurs, or programming, because that's the first to you. Now, guess what? A child who every single time they are always being forced to do the chores at home. Look, and I'm going to tell you what this can result to. A child who every time you did the dishes, every time you did your own laundry, your parents or your guardian had to force you. Do you know what that will bring? Do you know that will give birth in your immaculate maturity? You will have low self-motivation, which means that you are an adult now. There are things you need to do for yourself. You just keep procrastinating. You keep procrastinating. So you see, procrastination is not just, that is the end product. That is what happens, but you have built that part of you over, especially growing up. Imagine every Friday your teacher in your high school or your secondary school will give you an assignment. You have Friday evening to do the assignment, you didn't do it. You had Saturday, you didn't do it. Sunday, you did it. On Monday morning, some of you are the bad guys. It's when you're even in the class. You start rushing. In fact, some of you are on another level. When the teacher comes in immediately and say, where is your assignment? You just quickly start writing. You see, all these things that you did, you got away with it. But the truth is that you are teaching your mind something. Your mind is being reprogrammed for something, that if there is no heat, I shouldn't push myself. And you teach yourself to have low motivation. So some of the things you see yourself play out, they are not ordinary, they are not new. Why do you think you go to an event? The front rows are free, but you choose to go to the back. What is speaking? You don't know that there's something you are protecting. Is it that you feel like you are not important enough to be at the front, or there is a safety? You just be like you are safe at the back. These are subconscious rhythms that you are not aware of, that your mind is. The truth is, many of us think we're in control. We're not actually in control. Some people are not the pilots of their life. And I can tell you unequivocally that you are also not the co-pilot of your life. Some of you are passengers in your own life. You're not doing the thinking for yourself. You're not doing even your emotions are automated. You don't even manage your emotions. So you see that you are just like a wind. You are just like a feather in the wind. You're just moving in a slopey downward spiral. So what I'm saying to you right now is that look at those things you got away with. Look at your childhood. You know, a lady who grew up in a home where she never heard the word "I love you" from her father will always seek validation from anybody she's with in her immaculate maturity. A guy whose father never told him, "I'm proud of you." You think these things are just words? The lady who grew up in a home where the father picks her up and say, "You're a princess, my princess," and gives her all those elegies and panegyrics. That lady will grow up, and there's a way that certain lady will act, behave, and decide. Different from the one who always heard her father say, "I don't train girl child. Girls are not important to me." You see, these are two different things to look at for. So whatever you experience in adulthood is not alien, it's not new. I'm telling you. You think you have anger issues. There's something you are protecting. You think you are always loud. There is something. You imagine growing up in a home where your father will say, "Shut up, don't talk when others are talking." How do you think? You think timidity is something that people are born with? People are not. You see, nobody is born with a personality. Okay, there is a neurological explanation to this, and I'm not sure there'll be time to explain this in this video. But there's nothing like I'm born quiet. I'm a quiet person. You know, they gave best in our secondary school days. They gave best behaved students to introverts dealing with things. They felt they were best behaved. These were just introverts who had internal things they were dealing with, but they were giving them an award. They are not best behaved. They are just timid. And this is just speculation, though. But what I'm saying in essence here is that you're not born to be saying, I'm a quiet person. It's my nature. No. It's not just, it's not entirely so. It's not 100% the truth. That's what I'm saying. So there is a likelihood that your environment, your experience, your education, and your exposure can initiate that personality that you think you have. So what am I even saying? What I'm saying is simple. Like I told you, this is unplanned, unprepared. But this video is for someone out there. And please, you guys should upload this video because there's someone out there who needs to hear this. That you can change who you are. You can, if there's a trait about you don't like, you can change it. If there's anything you are struggling with in adulthood, you can change it. You can become better. You can tell yourself that I need to be more outspoken. You are not born timid. You are not born shy. You're not born with stage fright. You were not born that way. Something triggered it. Now, let me give you a quick instance. Imagine a child who is enthusiastic in, let's say, class 3 or primary 3, whatever you call it in your high school or second or your primary school, okay? Now, a teacher asks a question. What is a noun? And you, at age 8, 9, so enthusiastic, so full of life, you were not timid then. You know how you used to say then, anti-I, 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 with so much joy because you felt you know the answer. And then when you say anti-A, now it's an action word. That's wrong, okay? But you see that particular situation, the result that your future is determined by how your teacher responds to you that moment. Now, if you say, "Oh, a now is an action word," and I just, "Come on, you sit down." Rob, and then the whole class laughed at you. You were lampooned. You were mocked. Do you know what you have taught yourself? If I'm not sure, I shouldn't speak. Now, the you who was always open is now timid, and you think that's just my personality. No, that's not the way you are. You just cannot remember, or you just don't know how you became that particular person. But genuinely, you can change if you go through mind engineering. You can change, you can become better. You can try to identify the traits and the personality you want to work on, because with mind engineering, all things are possible when it comes to the personal development. Through the concept of neuroplasticity, all things when it comes to personal development, they are possible. So you are not that shy person, you're not timid, you're not just that lack of confidence. That's not who you are. Okay? You were taught to be that way. And guess what? Whatever that was learned can be unlearned.